Hello everyone, today we will learn something about quadratic equation which is very important for class 10 term 2 CBSE board. Okay, so we will start some basic topics, some basic things about quadratic equation. Okay, this is quadratic equation. Okay, so the standard form of quadratic equation is standard form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is standard form of quadratic equation. Keep it in your mind, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b and c should be real and a should not be equal to 0. Okay, if a is 0, then it will not remain quadratic equation. Next is solution of quadratic equation. Solution of quadratic equation is also known as roots or zeros, like we have studied earlier, alpha and beta. Because here quadratic equation has power maximum power 2, so it will have maximum solution alpha and beta, maximum solution 2. These are called roots or zeros or solution of quadratic equation. Okay, we follow two methods in term 2 to solve the equation, quadratic equation. Okay, first we will take factorization method. Okay, factorization method. In this method, what we see, that if there is a, suppose there is a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Always remember that this equation should be equal to 0, then it will be called as equation. If there is no 0, then it will be called as expression. Okay, in this equation, first step is find a multiply x, a multiply c. Okay, first and last term multiply it, whatever we will get. Then factorize ac into two terms. Suppose p multiply q, such that this p plus this p into q, if we add these two numbers, we will get this value b. Okay, first multiply first and last term a multiply c, then factorize ac, okay, into two terms p multiply q, such that adding these two numbers will give you the value b, which is with x. Okay, next method is by quadratic solution or formula, quadratic formula. Okay, in this formula we should learn first thing, the base and the first thing which is D, which is also known as discriminant. Okay, D for discriminant, whose value is b square minus 4ac. Okay, so always remember that D is equal to b square minus 4ac. If there is a quadratic equation like ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, from this equation first find out D is what. Then if you know the value of D, then there will be three possibilities. First possibility is if D is equal to 0. First possibility is D equal to 0. Second possibility is D greater than 0. And third possibility is D less than 0. Okay, so according to these three possibilities, first, if D is 0, then roots are real and equal. Somewhere in some questions it will be said like repeated. Okay, and for D greater than 0, roots are real but unequal. Okay, if D less than 0, then roots are imaginary. This imaginary roots we will study in class 11th in detail. Okay, this is very important and very interesting, so it will be studied in class 11th. Roots are imaginary means not defined. Okay, so this is some basic thing about quadratic equation. First, for term 2 only, standard form of quadratic equation is this, and in this equation there is a, b, c, which is constant, which should be real, and a should not be equal to 0. That is the condition for being a quadratic equation. Now solution of quadratic equation are called roots or zeros. We can say alpha or beta. The solution can be made by two methods. Simply for term 2, factorization method, and by quadratic formula. Factorization method, we already know that how to factorize. First we will multiply these and factorize the AC, and the factorization should be such that the p plus q will be equal to b. Then we can solve any equation present in the in case of quadratic equation. Second method is by using quadratic formula. This quadratic formula starts with D, discriminant B. Okay, and from these three topics there are so many questions which can be asked, like if D is equal to 0, then what is the value of roots? You can say what is the nature of roots? From these three you will be asked that what is the nature of roots. Here, if D is 0, if you find out that the value of D is 0, then you can say that the roots will be real and equal. Okay, if you say in other words, like if the roots are equal, then what we will find out that D will be 0. Okay, if D is greater than 0, then what we can say that roots are real but they are different. If we say that roots are real and they are different, then the value of D will be greater than 0. If we come in the third case, like D is less than 0, simple, D is less than 0 means not defined, imaginary, we will study in 11th class. Okay, so in 10th class mostly the question will come from these two sections. If this is asked, then there will be only one question, that find the root is imaginary or not. Okay, that is the question which will be asked from this topic. First take a screenshot, then I will discuss some questions. there is a question 1 which is related to discriminant. Remember it, which is related to discriminant, and this question was asked in CBSE 2020 board. Like the question says that find the nature of roots for the quadratic equation is given as 3x square minus 4 root 3x plus 4 equal to 0. Okay, the question says that find the nature of roots. Okay, full. This is asked in 2020. Okay, next we will solve this question in very easy way. Suppose let's see here that what is happening. If the question asks nature, don't need to apply the factorization method. Okay, simply don't apply factorization method. If there is nature, then apply the value of d, means b square minus 4ac. Okay, so from the quadratic equation we know that a is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 4 root 3 and c is equal to 4. If we put these three values in d, then d will be equal to b square means minus 4 root 3 square minus 4ac, 4 into a into c. What we get here? It is 16 3 minus 48. It will be 48 minus 48, which is 0. So we are getting that d is 0. Okay, and we already know that from here that if d is 0, then roots will be real and equal. Okay, now come to the point that quadratic formula. In quadratic formula, first we have learned that d is equal to b square minus 4ac. Next we will learn that value of x will be minus b plus minus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a, or we can write it as minus b plus minus root under d, which is 2a. Okay, now come to this question that if d is 0, then x will be what? If d is 0, then x will be minus b by 2a, and what is your b? B is your 4 root 3 minus of minus 4 root 3 divided by 2 into what is it? A, 3. Okay, so this minus plus, what we will get here? 4 root 3, 2 into 3, here 2 root 3 divided by 3. So x will have two values, 2 root 3 divided by 3. This is the first question, and this is very important and very easy. I will explain it again that if there is a question and asking about the nature, so don't follow the factorization method, only follow the discriminant method, from where we can find out all the solutions of this question. Okay, take a screenshot. We will go to the next question. The next question is find k. Okay, the equation given is the polynomial or quadratic polynomial, which is k plus 4 x square plus k plus 1, which is x, and plus 1 equals to 0. This quadratic equation has equal roots. Okay, it was also asked in 2020. How we will get the solution of this question? First, we will start with the same process as a is equal to k plus 4, b is equal to k plus 1, and c is equal to 1. What we find here, that these are a, b and c are constant, but k is a variable and we have to find the value of k. Now come to the question. There is a point given here that has equal roots. Means if we apply, then alpha is equal to beta. We know that. Okay, but if we know about discriminant, then don't follow this method. Follow the method I'll explain, like equal roots. For equal roots, we know, for equal roots, what we know here, that d should be equal to 0, and the value of d is b square minus 4ac, which should be equal to 0. And what is the b? Means k plus 1 whole square minus 4 into a, k plus 4 into c. C is what? 1. So leave it 0. It will be k square plus 1 plus 2k minus 4k minus 16, which will be equal to 0. And k square, this 2k and 4k will equal to minus 2k, and this will become minus 15. Okay, 1 plus and minus 16. Next is, now this equation also in the form of quadratic equation. How we will solve it? Like we already said, coefficient is 1, here it is 15. Multiply this, this will be your 15. Okay, here a is 1, b is minus 2, and c is minus 15. What I said in step 1, apply this formula. You multiply c, a is 1, c is minus 15, which will be minus 15. Now factorize this in form of like minus 3 multiply 5. Okay, so minus 3, these two terms are p and q. Okay, leave it in other. 3 multiply minus 5, this is p and this is q. Okay, now this p plus q should be equal to b. Now adding this 3 minus 5, we will get minus 2. So here what is it? Minus 2. So this factorization is correct. Now apply this. K square minus 5k plus 3k minus 15 is equal to 0. We will take a common. K minus 5 plus 3 into k minus 5 is equal to 0. Now k minus 5 and k plus 3. K minus 5, k minus 5 and k plus 3. What we get? K is equal to plus 5 and minus 3. So this is the value of k. Take a screenshot. We will go to the next question. there is a question which simply follows the rule factorization method, right? Question number 3 which will follow factorization method. Okay, 3x square, question is 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. We will solve it. Answer is, first what we know that these two numbers which is a and which is c should be multiplied like this, 6, factorize it, so what we can get here, 1 2 3. Okay, now divide it into two groups so that we can get minus 2 root 6. Okay, if we take like 1 multiply root 1 multiply 6, here see that the middle part is root 6 and there is no root. So what we will do here, we will convert it into root, like 6 can be written as root 6 multiply root 6. Okay, root 6 multiply root 6. If we apply here minus and minus, if we take here minus and minus, then minus minus will be plus and root 6 will be simple 6. So we can see that this is P and this is Q. If P plus Q we add it, means minus root 6 minus root 6, what we will get here, minus 2 root 6, which is equal to this part. Okay, now we can easily solve it. How? That left it as it is minus, now divide it into two groups, root 6x minus root 6x plus 2, which will be equal to 0. Now there is no common, only the common part is x. What we will do here, I will do it inside, that root 6 can be written as root 2 into root 3 and 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3. So this root 3 is common, so we can take from this root 3 and second is x. What we will get, remaining part is root 3 and x minus here root 2. Okay, similarly we will do the same. Root 6 is, for this part, root 6 is root 2 into root 3, and for 2 what we will write here, root 2 into root 2. These root 2 are common, so from root 6 take root 2. Okay, so what will be remained here, only root 3 and x, plus from 2 root 2 is omitted and root 2 is present, so is equal to 0. Now take this common, root 3x minus root 2 and root 3x minus root 2. What we get here, root 2 by root 3 and root 2 by root 3. This is the answer, which is equal. So we can find that d is equal to 0. Is it clear? So for today, this is a quadratic equation that I have explained. Please repeat it by watching again and again, and in next class we will learn some more questions and interesting questions which will be very helpful for your examination. Thank you and bye bye.